How you doing?
I'm good.
Trouble out here?
You get a lot of trouble out here?
Right. I don't know how to go live with this ankle.
Tell me when. Hey, it's your girl Lisa, the Bodymore paparazzi. And guess what? After 9 months of being without a home, I found a home here at Worldwide Flavor Network. So it was only fitting that my very first show that I had to reach out to somebody who gets on my nerves, but he's like family no matter what. He, if anybody sees us talking back and forth on Facebook, they would think we don't like each other. But I had to reach out to my man Billy Lyve to come through, and he graciously said yes. And then when I had to change the time, he was like, "Oh well, I can do 7 to 8 because I'm going to have a party tonight at Power Plant."
Something like that.
Yeah, I won't be there. I'm gonna be tired.
I might not be there either.
Really, he's gonna be there. He also brought his son Sky, but his stage name is what? Cruddy Live. So I'm a little rusty because it's been 9 months.
Well, it's like having a baby.
I know. I thought the same thing. I thought the same exact thing. I was like, that's 9 months. I had a baby. No. But I had to make sure that I had the right fit. There's a lot of people out there who have, radio stations, and they've reached out to me, and I weighed options, and, I was like, Jay came at me. Antoine came at me. A. Michelle came at me in my inbox, and I was like, well, I need to do this because I had too many people to hit me up and want interviews. A lot of people that I was introduced from you, from West Virginia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They come through and like, oh, Lisa, I got a project coming out. I need an interview. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have a home.
That's the whole goal. It's always the goal.
Right. So we've had so many interviews because you're always doing something. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Well, let's see. What recently you I don't even know where to start because you've had shows. You put on your own tour. Went through Delaware, New Jersey,
Connecticut, New York, West Virginia, DC, Virginia,
Pennsylvania, of course.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
So and you did that tour yourself, right?
Yeah.
That
was the second one. The first one we did was like me getting my feet wet and trying to I lost money and everything, trying to figure out how it worked. So when I went back into it, it only takes me one time to mess something up.
Right.
I don't make the same mistakes twice.
Right.
So when I went back into the new one, I got sponsors and I set up a GoFundMe account, which I felt funny about doing it just because the stigma of what, if you set up a GoFundMe account, you automatically think you're like begging or
right.
whatever. And I battled with it for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I was in South Carolina, just sitting there chilling, and I was like, all right, boom, I put it up, and I was there for 7 days. By the time I put it up like the second day I was there. By the time I got home, I had raised $800.
Right.
Just for the tour.
And you saying that, I know exactly why, because the people that you have as fans, they end up becoming more like family as well. I mean, because I've watched people from the very beginning of when we met. Actually, not from the beginning of when we met, because we actually met at Black Hole and I didn't know who you were. But a few years later we met, and I seen that, you know, this, I've always said this, like, you got your fan base out in Westminster, out in Carroll County, you branched out, you got your fan base, and then you came into Baltimore and
already established fan base.
Right. Yeah. So I've watched you be on stage at Soundstage, and like the whole crowd is Wisdom Court Entertainment fans and supporters. And when they start chanting Wisdom Court, and the people that are in there that don't know who Wisdom Court, I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then you perform, and then they become fans as well. Because I forget what show it was, and there was this guy, and he was being belligerent.
Yeah.
And
While we were performing?
You were getting ready to perform.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, oh, he just won, whoever it was. We were at Soundstage, but I don't remember who it was. Mm-hmm. And I turned around and I looked at him in my Mama Lisa look. And I said, just wait. He was like, what? I said, just wait. You got on stage and it was like your second song. And I turned around and looked at him and he was rocking to it. And I said, told ya. And turned back around and started taking pictures again. You know?
That's happened several. That's opening up for like major shows and not being, you know, a featured artist.
Right.
I mean, in Baltimore, when I get put on to do major shows, I feel like I get looked at as part of that tour at this stage, because
right.
I've done so much, whatever. But like when we first started doing it, I remember we did the MGK show.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I was there.
Yeah, the MGK show was insane. It was sold out, and his fans are his fans.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first time ever, I was very intimidated to get on that stage, because I really thought like they were gonna boo us or be like MGK. So I had to think on my toes. Every single one in the crew was timid except for J Money. So I had to think on my toes real quick, and I was like, yo, Jay, go out there and start talking to everybody in the front row, shake everybody's hands, boom, 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 boom. And I asked him to do it because I was a little timid to do it. So we did that. He's like, yo, can I get on stage? Let me hype the crowd. I'm like, all right, go ahead, do it. And he went out there, he hyped the crowd, ambush, caught on, got out there, hyped the crowd, and then by the time we got done, I literally could walk on the crowd.
Right.
Like, it was the most craziest show I've ever experienced in my life.
It was, and that show was packed from the back, from the front to the back, side to side. It was huge, because as soon as MGK got on stage, I went to the back. Therese was standing up there, my son was there too, and I said, I'm going to the back, because he was starting to spit water, and I was like, no, I'm not for all that. I'm not
even an MGK fan, but through my studies with building your base up and things like that, I learned that you have to go. I go after the crowds. I go after the kind of crowds that I want to support me. Right. So some people will jump on any kind of show. Oh, I get to open up for Nelly, or I get to open up for whatever.
Right, and it don't fit.
That crowd ain't going to support you. That crowd don't really care about nothing you're doing. So the only thing you're doing is really just wasting your time. So you want to attack when you are opening that. You want to attack. Forget the main act. Think about what the crowd is, and will you fit their crowd? Right. That's how I build.
Well,
everything.
And with you saying that, J Money did the Ja Rule show, and I think he did a fantastic, amazing job.
Twice.
Right. I didn't get to go to the second one, but the first one, he did a amazing job with that crowd.
Definitely.
Because I heard a lot of naysayers about the Ja Rule show, period.
They're like, nobody's going to come, $50 the tickets, and it was sold out twice.
It was sold, yeah. It was sold out, and it was crowded, and people were singing along to Ja's song. And I was just happy because I got to see Ja Rule, you know, in all the stages of taking his shirt off. And I was so happy about that.
I'm glad you brought that up, too. Most of the people that were saying negative stuff about Ja Rule were hip-hop artists. Right? And most of the hip-hop artists that have so much negative things to say, I never see them in the street. And I'm always in the street. Right. I never see these people. So when I see them talk about nobody's gonna come, nobody do this, I'm like, you obviously never have been to a Ja Rule show, and if he's not your cup of tea, then you wouldn't go to it. But as an independent artist from Baltimore, which is a hard place to get out of, you want to gather as much knowledge as possible. So you want to go to all the shows. You want to go to the hole in the wall shows. You want to go to a sound stage, even if you're not performing. I'm not going.
See, and that's cool. I think we got away from that because when the Black Hole was open, 5 Seasons, Fletcher's, Bedrock, when we had all these venues, and you would like, I was at the Black Hole, and I remember the first time I seen Scar Akbar there, and I freaked out because it was Scar Akbar. You know, I have cussed out Keith Murray for pulling me on stage. Keith Murray, who's an industry artist, was played. You know, everybody knew who Keith Murray was, but when I seen Scar Akbar, Mully Man, and Comp, I got excited because these were people who were on the radio. You know. Comp at the time, he had been signed with Def Jam and everything. And I remember being at places like that early on in my
it was a little different back then.
Yeah, and seeing all these artists, all these rappers, and they weren't performing. Their crew wasn't performing. They were just there because it was a hip hop show and it was a Saturday night, and we were just gonna listen to some hip hop.
It was a lot more. What's the word? I can't say it. Camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
It was a lot more of that when I first came in, because I would be at all them shows. This is before anybody knew who I was.
Yeah.
I would just be at, like, they didn't know me at all. I was nobody. I would just be at all. I was somebody to me, but I was nobody in the city.
Yeah. He walked in. He walked into. He was at Black Hole Club. I was at the bar. And he came around, he was putting his CD.
It was like 2007.
Yeah, he was putting his CD down on, it was actually 8.
Yeah, it was 8. He
was putting his CD and business cards and all on and I picked it up and I looked at him. I said, "This you?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay." I still have that CD and it's still in plastic because I never even.
She straight treated me bad back in the day. She ain't like, I didn't know if I liked her because I always would see her like get mad at people and stuff, and I would like.
But why did
she kind of ignored me a little bit, you know? So, but not a lot, but like, but right away, as soon as we started talking, it was automatically we clicked automatically.
Yeah, you came to my daughter's 16th birthday party, which was an actual show at Sonar.
That's when I was faking like I was important because I was still trying to come up, and I wasn't really respected in the scene, but I act like it.
Right.
So I would like go places and shake everybody's hands, and I would act the part, you know what I'm saying, just so it seemed like I was supposed to be there, but no one knew what I was.
Right. So he I've seen how Wisdom Court has grown. I've seen how you've grown. I've seen how J Money has grown. I've seen how Sky has grown, you know, and I've been blessed enough to see this, and stuff like that makes me happy. A lot of times I'll sit back and I'll reminisce, and sometimes I'll post stuff on Facebook and be like, you know, just reminiscing about stuff because we don't have that camaraderie. We don't have that cohesiveness anymore. We don't have, like, people like, oh, the hip hop scene. The hip hop scene is just like it has always been, where we have this group over here, we have this group over here, and this group here doesn't know about this group here, and they don't know about this group. I had to actually go out of my comfort zone to go and see who different people were, go to different venues, different promoters. I've come across a lot of really wonderful talent that I've actually looked at and they're like, where have you been? Where have you been?
I will say this. Some people that don't know Wisdom Court, the first thing they think is that we're cliquish and that we're, you know, we only mess with our group and that's it. It's true in some ways, but the thing that a lot of people don't know is every single person that you see around us, artist-wise, they're not all Wisdom Court artists.
They're affiliates.
So if that was the case, then I would only be around like 6 people. But you see us around 50s and 100s, and it's all like.
You have artists in West Virginia. You have artists in Pennsylvania that I know of that they rep Wisdom Court. They shout Wisdom Court, but they're not quote unquote Wisdom Court. You know what I mean? But they're a part of it all because it's a huge.
Let me break that down. Wisdom Court Entertainment are the artists that I personally manage,
right?
Which is it's a few right now. And it's gonna grow with Sky and Lazarus being like the youngest and the newer ones that I'm working with. Wisdom Court, the crew, is really everybody that we're clicked with, that we're affiliated with, that we're whatever. So when you rep it, they have the right to rap it.
Right.
They've talked to me. They said, hey, is it cool that I do this? Yeah, it's a right to rap it. You still got to uphold yourself a certain kind of way, or you're going to get that phone call from me like, yeah, you can't be posting that. Like, you look crazy. But, like, it's hard to explain it. But the way I look at it, the best way for me to look at it is how the Insane Clown Posse has the Juggalos, how Tech Nine has the Technicians, Wu-Tang has the Killer Bees. Basically, we have a music thing that started out with a small group of people, and then all of our supporters, fans, and affiliates that got real, real close and tight with us, they all became part of the family. Right. So they have the right to rep it, because without all those people, I wouldn't be anywhere, and Wisdom Court wouldn't be anywhere. Right. So they have just amount of right to rep it as somebody that's actually on the roster, because they put in the same amount of work. Right.
One thing that I've always said that I really like about what you do is when you get the big shows, when you get let's see, because you've opened up for so many people. You said MGK, and whatever that little white boy is.
Tech Nine.
Yes.
Thompson, Ghostface, Raycon, Method Man, Redman. I can keep going.
Right. And you're actually going to be opening up for Stevie, aren't you?
I'm opening up for Stevie Stone and Mad Child next Sunday. Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to be there because I'm in love with Stevie Stone. Yeah. But you when you get the set, and you could, by all accounts, take that whole 20 minutes that you get and do all your music. But what you do is J Money gets on there and he does a song. Him and Donnie Breeze did a song. And Method Man and Redman. And then like Division will come up and they'll do a song. You know what I mean? So you don't take that spotlight off of yourself, and you never have. We've had conversations about how sometimes you're like, I should be selfish, but I'm not. I'm trying, I'm trying to do what I want to do, but I also have this business that I have too as well. So you've never, and I think that if you were like that, if you were selfish and took everything for yourself, you wouldn't have anything that you have.
If I was to act like how they say with great power comes great responsibility, I'm not trying to act like I'm a Marvel character. I do like Marvel, but I'm a very deep person. I've studied a lot of different things, and one thing that I learned about power and watching people in powerful positions fail is because they get stuck on themselves. Right. And there's people still out there that be like, yo, Billy's this and Billy's da-da-da-da, but like what you said, they don't pay attention to it. So yeah, I gotta think, what is my end goal? Is my end goal just for Billy Lyve to be this great person, or is my end goal for Wisdom Court to be something bigger than me eventually, for Sky, for Lads, for J Money, for all of them to be the next people? And in order for that to happen, when I get those opportunities, I gotta open the doors for them to get them. And then when they get them opportunities, they open the doors for the next man to get them, and that's what keeps the company strong and keeps us like alive. A lot of crews. Yeah, a lot of crews, their leader or so-called leaders will get opportunities or whatever. Then it's like, this is mine. I'm doing this. This is me. Every single show that I get, I give somebody else opportunity to do it.
Right, and I've watched you do that over the years, and it's just like,
it's annoying sometimes, but there's an end game to it. Another Marvel reference. Right.
But like I said, I'm a people watcher, and I watch everything that goes on around me, and I watch especially in this music scene. Not so much lately because I kind of pulled back. You have to sometimes. Yeah. And but the only thing I do go to is a Wisdom Court event. True. And it's nothing against anybody else. It's just that I don't. It's too much on me right now to go here, there, and everywhere. But you guys got Summer Jam coming up, which is at Soundstage, where Summer Jam has been held out in Howard County.
It started out in Howard County. Yeah. And then we did Autobar, and now we're at Soundstage.
Next is Ram's Head. I'm just putting it out there in the universe.
It definitely could be. What we're trying to do is we're trying to show artists that everybody's so in a rush to get to Soundstage. They're so in a rush to open up for these person. I'll pay $500 for an 8-minute slot to open up for such and such and such and such, and they think in their mind like they're really doing something by that. But my goal with my guys is I'm trying to show them that we can be the people that people open up for us. We can be the independent artist. We can be the main attraction. But if you don't look at yourself as a main attraction, you're always looking at yourself as you're making yourself look smaller. You're like, well, if I don't do these big shows, and nobody's gonna look at me. If I don't do these big shows, so I'd rather take the risk of making us a big show than main attraction. And I've never failed at doing that.
Right, and that's I think a lot of people they want that prize at the end of it all, but they don't want to do what they have to do to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to walk.
Yeah, they don't want to do. They want, a lot of them, they don't know, but they don't want to go find out how to do it. I remember I was helping. I was doing some stuff for Big Steve, who's supposed to be coming here at like 8:00.
He'll be late.
But he never bluffs.
Okay.
That's his thing. But
I just wonder why he always got to come to the shows whenever I'm on the show. Can he come on his own day?
Well, you know,
I'll ask him when he comes.
Yeah, but he's gonna say she asked me to come. But you guys, like I said, for a first show coming back from a hiatus, it was only right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm always at the events. I'm always covering the events. I always have a great time at the events. You always bring people I'm like, who is this? I don't know who this is. And they'll be, remarkable. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Except for the one dude. Well, he is, I like him, but he takes his shirt off entirely too much.
Which one?
I don't remember his name. He was at Cheers that night, and then he was at Autobar.
Gotcha.
He's got a lot of energy,
yeah,
everything.
That's
and,
man.
Yeah, and I turned around and looked, and he got no shirt on. I was like, really? Really?
These people just find me.
Right.
And if I booked every single person before I would give everybody opportunity.
Right.
But with me moving up from doing some of the smaller clubs to doing some of the larger clubs, I can't do that anymore.
You gotta weigh the options and everything.
If you come to me by way of one of my homies and they say, hey, give this guy a chance.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. I'll give him one chance.
He has to prove himself.
If they do good, I'll give them more chances. But they also got to come out and show love too. That's really important. The homie Hellrel from Division, he has a group that he's working with.
Yeah.
And he hit me up and he said, I'm working with these guys. Can we give them opportunity? Now, because we're in a position now, instead of them having to go to Five Seasons or a smaller club or whatever, they go straight to the Autobar.
Right.
Because we're at that place where we can do that now.
Right.
But what I had them do, I had them open up the show. Maybe even twice. I had them open up the show twice. They came, they brought 15 to 20 people, and the next time they got a 10-30 slot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they got introduced to me from a homie who I respect, and that's cool. But it's hard for me to do that for every single artist.
Yeah, because I've been a supporter, cheerleader, I guess you could say, over the years, and I've been one of the ones that tells these artists all the time, go talk to Billy Lyve.
You sent a lot of people to me, but then they end up what's that word that Big Steve
Bluffing?
likes to use? Yeah.
Yeah, but see, all I can do, because you know me, I'm a director of traffic. That's what I do. That's what I've done all these years. And somebody says, "Hey, do you know where I can do shows?" Yeah, Billy Lyve. That's
They should have caught me. They should have caught me last year when I was doing different things, because I had more opportunities for newer people. But now it's and I hate being like this, but it's just the truth. We're starting to level up, and because of that, I have to change how much I communicate with a lot of people and who I communicate with.
It's going to get back to the point of where everybody's going to have to talk to Latrice to do bookings, and it's going to be. It used to be Latrice and me. You're like, you got to talk to Lisa and Latrice. I'm like, why? Latrice be like, I don't even like people.
It's getting to that point, and some people aren't going to like it, but you can't please everybody. When you try to level up and you try to do bigger things and different things, there's going to be a lot of unhappy people.
Right.
They're going to look at you the wrong way. Oh, you leaving me. Oh, you ain't paying attention to me. Oh, Billy's this, Billy's that. And that's cool. I'll take that. But look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing for the scene in a whole.
Okay. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna say some things here. No, he's an old Lord. It won't be cussing because we're not allowed to cuss. But no, people have to really. A lot of people that know you now don't know about Sonar days. You're doing shows at Auto Bar. You're putting on your own shows at Auto Bar. Gonna be putting your own show on once again at Soundstage because you did that before, but they don't remember Soundstage. We're the first person to do 2-room shows, which thank you very much. I hate it because as a photographer. As a photographer trying to cover every single person that hits the stage, because that's what I do, I'm over here in this room taking pictures. Then I gotta go over in the little room and take the talking head, and I gotta take pictures. Then I gotta run back over here and take pictures. And then I gotta do all that while trying to get through this crowd of people because both rooms would be packed.
Yeah, they don't remember
every single show.
But they don't. But even before that, they don't remember all the times that I lost clubs. There was times where I lost every single club for things that I didn't do, or the club closed, and there was nowhere for artists to go to, and everybody's like,
right,
yo, what can we do? And the scene was just in shambles, and then the people that had power were being extremely selective,
right?
And people don't remember any of that stuff that we had to like fight through and survive.
Right.
All the doubt, all the artists didn't want to pay attention to us at first, all the venue people didn't want to give us a chance. We got through all of that, and it wasn't easy. I mean, you've got several phone calls from me. when I get upset before I fly off or pick the phone up to cause damage, I'll call like Lisa, I'll call Ogun, I'll call somebody like that. I might even talk to my son. Sometimes that might be the best idea.
Because he'd be like, no, Dad, what you need to do is...
I'll get upset. I'll get upset about different things, and I gotta put a phone call in and talk to people that know, and I'm like, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then Ogun or you or somebody will, well, maybe we should look at it like this. And by the time I get off the phone, I'm like, all right, you know what? Cool.
Right. Cool. Because I mean, sometimes it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like when you said that I was always like mad at everything, but why was I mad? It was because people were just doing stupid things, and the support and it just wasn't there. And then because like I said, we had that camaraderie, and then all of a sudden it was like, this rapper didn't like this rapper. They were beefing, and then this one was beefing, and then this one was messing with this one's girl, and they was beefing, and and I was like, when did we become Peyton Place or As the World Turns or something?
I would like to add that I've never had a beef with a rapper. I've never had a public beef with any rapper at all. I've never had an issue with anybody in the scene messing with my girl or me messing with their girl, and that's something that we're really funny with Wisdom Court, and the way we present ourselves online, the things that we do, conversation I have with people before they come in. We know from the jump, hey, this is the 1, 2, 3 things that we don't like.
Right.
If you can't do that, then you just don't need to be around.
We don't have
problems.
And I witnessed myself. When we were at we were at that one little bar, and somebody, there was the guys there or whatever that were trying to start stuff with somebody who was a part of Wisdom Court.
Really? And I don't remember that.
You don't remember the sidebar? And everybody telling me to hold their stuff, and I said I want to fight too, but nobody fought because it was just a lot of.
That was when the cops came, or no?
No, I don't think the cops came.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the time the cops came and surrounded all of us right before it got crazy.
I don't remember. I don't know that. But I just know that when it comes to messing with quote unquote family, but you were. I think you were trying to de-escalate the situation. Like everybody was just trying to de-escalate because everybody thinks about the venue first of all. Yeah. At least I do. That's the reason why I haven't smacked anybody, that I've wanted to smack, because I think about the venue. Don't laugh at me because it's true. Everybody that knows me knows it's true. But I think about the venue because I don't want to lose that venue because we don't have many venues. So I think that was the first, first everybody was trying to de-escalate the whole situation. And then it was just more, and even, Eddie was he was like, I'm not doing anything. He kept looking at me, he was like, I'm not doing anything, bro. I'm not doing anything.
I was trying this is where I think people get me wrong sometimes, or whatever. When I'm peaceful, I'm not trying to be peaceful to protect us.
Right.
I'm trying to be peaceful because you're going to lose.
Right. Yes.
And it's like the venue's gonna get messed up. You're gonna lose. And
you're gonna get messed up.
Yeah. So it's like I don't want
right.
that.
Right.
I don't want that on us. But when people act like that and they try to, cross some lines, the people that are with me are gonna go above and beyond to make sure that I'm okay every single time. So it's like it's just not worth it. It's not. I don't.
Right. Like because we've never at any venue or any event that we've been a part of, that we've been at, or anything, as far as like the Wisdom Court shows, there's never been an issue with anybody who's been a part of it, because I think they just hold themselves up, even when they get drunk and act crazy, it's nothing, nobody gets into fights and tarnishes that name. That's that's the one thing. And I think a lot of people, out of the respect they have for you, they do that happens. A lot of times people just, we don't have time for that.
C-Dub said he remembers that show.
I know he does.
He was kind of in the middle because he was cool with both sides.
Yeah. He was kind of, he was stuck. He was like, man. But I remember Billy just handed me his phone, his keys. I'm holding everybody's stuff, and I'm like, I want to fight too. And everyone's like, no.
I remember that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
At first I was just like real calm. Then I was like, you know what?
Right.
Yeah, whatever, let's do it.
It's like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But they, nothing, thank goodness nothing did happen. Nobody got in.
C-Dub said, stop mean mugging.
So, that's people looking out, people from the outside looking in, seeing how, tight Wisdom Court. And I think that is a misconception that Wisdom Court only deals with Wisdom Court, but they don't realize that if Wisdom Court only deals with Wisdom Court, that's a lot of daggone people.
Well, Summer Jam is a full lineup of Wisdom Court artists or affiliated artists. We're to a stage now to where I can do a whole tour. I could probably do 2 or 3 shows before it would get boring after a while. But I could fill whole shows with just Wisdom Court artists and affiliates.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
And it's came up, like, it's grown. Like, it's just grown. Like, I've because of Stephanie, I met Jason Zavala from up in PA.
You put me on to him.
Right. And with his people. And his people been doing shows, and you've been doing stuff with them. You know what I mean? So I've watched it grow and expand, and it's just crazy because you went from counties to the city to states, plural. I don't know how, I don't know how you got connected with all these different people, but it's I don't know what the word is called, but it's definitely networking. But I'm cool with different crews and organizations in every single state. Right.
So I talk to them. They help me find different artists to bring on. They help me find the venues, and then they actually will come to the shows and they be there and they're with us.
Right.
But that just comes from networking. And when you go to different states that have that are pretty hardcore, you know what I'm saying? They got rough spots. You have to know somebody.
Right.
We went to, on my tour, I don't really put this out, but since we're talking, I'm going to put this out. I'm going to tell you 2 situations. We went to Elmira, New York, upstate New York. Nobody, that's nothing. Elmira nobody thinks nothing about it, whatever, but it's actually, the prisons there too.
Right.
So it's actually a really, really rough area. It's a small area, but it's really rough. So we was up there chilling. I'm tied in with some of the people up there, and a riot happened at our event. Like, it was bad. Girls were fighting, people getting drugged down, kicked in the head, thrown against cars. Like, it was maybe a 30-on-20 flat out fight.
Wow.
None of our guys got in it. None of our guys fought. None of our guys got drugged outside. None of us got stabbed. Nothing. I was cool with who I needed to be cool with, and they put me on to yo, and we were straight. But it was a crazy situation. Right. Division was actually before me when the riot happened.
Oh my God.
Were
they performing Division?
What they do? Yeah, they turned it up. It's their fault. Yeah. The girls were all trying to like rush out and save us. Like, come on, no. I'm like, yo, go back in there. It was crazy. So, but if you're tied in with the right people,
right,
it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be safe, but you have a lot better chances of being safe. Second incident, we was in Connecticut. We was in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Wow, Bridgeport.
Now, people think that you don't know anything about those places. You never really been there, whatever. Connecticut or Bridgeport is not that far from the Bronx. It's not that far from New York City. And just like the counties that surround Baltimore City and D.C., the people that are from those rough areas spread out.
Right.
The gangs, the cultures, is crazy. So, I'm tied in with some... shout out to all my Connecticut people. Bridgeport, I'm gonna be up there soon. But I'm tied into some cool people up there. My man LeVar put me on to them, and we went to this after hour spot. Right, it was probably like maybe like 8 or 9 of us went to this after hour spot. Everybody was telling us. Everybody from Bridgeport was like, "Yo, don't go there. Don't go there. They be shooting up there. They be doing it, but it was the closest spot. We was hungry.
Right.
So, all right, boom. We was like, all right, we're gonna go. I talked to the boys. Some boys were like, nah, I don't want to do it, and everybody else like, man, let's go. No problem. So we pull up. The parking lot is so compact. It looked like a gas station, but it was a restaurant.
Oh, my.
You know what I'm saying? It looked like something where when you pulled up, it looked like a Boys in the Hood movie or something. You just knew something was going to happen. So we pulled up, right? And we're just chilling. And then some of the homies was outside just smoking cigarettes or whatever. And there were some Latin guys that were there. And first it was like 1 or 2 of them. And then like I started... Every time I looked outside, I was eating my fries, just checking on everybody.
They multiply?
They kept multiplying. We was in the middle of a hood. So at some point, they pulled a van up or a truck and backed Latrice and them's van in to where if something happened, we couldn't even have got out.
Right.
Wow. So it ended up being like maybe like 8 of them and whatever else. But we're also in there. We don't know where we are.
Right.
So they end up being Latin kings. You know what I'm saying? They had the beads on. They talking over. They talk whatever. Some of them wasn't talking at all. I don't know if they know English or what, but
no,
some of them weren't talking. They was just mugging. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that we tied in with up there, they was kind of like boom, boom, boom. They're up here. They're doing their music thing. It's my peoples, and he must have had big respect up there because after that. Love. We were sharing Instagrams and talking about God and hugging. We must have hugged 5 times.
There wasn't me mugging no more.
We were still on alert. Everybody had their knives out. We had no guns. Everybody had a knife in their hand. And, we were still on alert because they could have easily been like, whatever that call is, and 15 cars could have pulled out. We would have been done.
Right.
Done. We was in. There was a security guard was inside. He didn't even come out. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of them spots, and they told us don't go there. But us, we just go do stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
it was
like we live in Baltimore.
We good in Baltimore, but people know us in Baltimore. We ain't nobody in these other places.
Right.
So we went there and we came home, and that showed me a couple of things. It told me that when we go to these places like that, you got to be tied in with somebody. You cannot just go to a place and just act. Not with the amount of people that we got. It looks like we're stepping on somebody's territory.
Right.
You got to respect people's territory. You should automatically just know that. So it showed me that when I go to a place like that, I need to make sure I'm tied in. Make sure the people who come, boom, boom, boom. I also need to make sure that we're protected and that we communicate about, hey, if this happens, go here. Make sure the girls do this. Make sure we're backing in. You're not pulling in, like different things like that. It's stuff that I always do, but I gotta kick it to the people that's with me, and if this goes wrong, you go straight to the car. You don't sit there and ask questions. You don't do this. You go straight to the car. You do this. You do that. If we lose our phones, 15 minutes, you come back. This is where I'm going to be, and we got to take those kind of precautions. And it sucks you got to do that, but we're at a time where it's like gang activity's crazy. People are crazy. People want to rob you. We're hip hop artists. People want to get a name. They want to throw you on Instagram or World Star. It's not a game.
Right.
So you gotta have a crew, and you gotta be on point. So
with me, it's amazing to me that you're going out of state, and all these artists that are along with you are going out of state, because we all know that a lot of these artists won't even go down to DC and do a show. And I think now what I noticed with like the newer ones, the newer kids. Because I call them kids because they could be my kids. They're young enough. but they don't even really do shows. They don't really perform. They get their notoriety off of YouTube videos and Instagram videos.
Talk about that all the time.
You know, and then when they do get a chance to be on stage, because I witnessed this. One of the groups,
they're holding the mic like this, they're looking down.
Well, no,
this is the majority, like the trap rappers.
Yeah,
it's more majority of those guys.
A group here in Baltimore that's gotten so much. Everybody loves their music and this, that, and the third, whatever, blah blah blah.
I can't say any names.
I'm not saying their names either, but I'm just saying. And I've seen them perform, and the music and the lyrics and all we're playing. I have a big problem with that. I have a big problem with that. Yeah. I want to be able to hear you. If your music is playing and your lyrics are on there, but I can still hear your voice performing, I'm cool. I'm okay with that. Still, it irritates me, but I'm okay. But if the music is playing and I can't hear you, and you might as well just hand me the CD. They were on stage. They were jumping around. They weren't even rapping. It's like they were just partying. Yeah. Mic's down here, and I'm like, okay, your song is hot and everybody loves your song, but you have no performance.
Stage presence,
nothing.
Yeah.
And I have an issue with that. And I think they've lost that with the accessibility of being able to get on the internet, because when you was first doing this, MySpace 3 songs to upload a video on YouTube took 3 days.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So
we had to get out there and do it. Nowadays, like when me and him have conversations about like some of the artists that he listens to a lot or whatever, and the different, and there's no difference in what our goal and what we're trying to do. It's just like, I hate saying underground. I don't know how to categorize. You got Baltimore is broken down to like maybe 4 or 5 different artist communities.
Right.
The trap community, there's several trap communities. There's the gutter trap community. Then there's the gutter trap community that are the ones that are actually breaking and being on 92Qs and getting interviews, and they're actually really doing their thing.
Right.
They never come on this side. You know what I'm saying? I never see these guys. They do shows sometimes, but they focus more on like radio, internet, connecting with different people and doing things like that, which is dope.
Right.
And it works for them. But I never see them on my side, and my side is the side that has the venues. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if there was a way to merge that together, it would be dope. But since those guys don't really be doing shows actively, their crowd isn't matured to how to handle yourself at an event. That's how fights happen all the time at those kind of events.
Right, because I remember when 5 Seasons was open, and I even had my showcase there, which was affiliated with Wisdom Court as well. You did my show. If you showed me that you could sell tickets, then Billy noticed, and Billy would put you on one of his shows. That's how Lyricism. Remember Lyricism?
A lot of people.
He sold 28 tickets. Division. I gave them their very first show for them to perform. I mean, they performed with Fields, K Fields, but it was that one song. So, I mean, to anybody that was at these shows, they'd be like, okay, they just got one song. And then when I started doing my shows and I gave them a platform, and every time that somebody would back out, here go Ralph, we'll do it. I said, don't you need to talk to the guys first? Because the guys would then yell at me and be like, Lisa, and last minute I said, blame Ralph.
They're hungry. They want to do things.
Right. So I doing my own show, giving people that platform, and then being able to say, okay, well, Billy, he just sold 20. He sold all his tickets. He sold all 15 of his tickets. He came back and got 10 more, and then sold 3 more at the door.
And then we put him right on like Sonar or
Ram's Head.
Whatever.
And it's like, and like you said, it's about proving that you can do this, because at the end of the day, when you got your promoter hat on, because you have many hats, when you put your promoter, you have to at least break even, but you want to ultimately have some money to pay some bills.
We can't even get into that conversation. That's a whole nother conversation.
But you and I both know we have left venues and had no money in our pocket. I paid Cliff, because Cliff did all my shows, and I paid him money to do my shows because he came all the way from Westminster. And one show, I think it was that New Year's Eve show that Solomon wanted me to put together, and nobody showed up and everything else. I had to still go in my pocket, and I paid Cliff. I didn't give him no excuses why I couldn't pay him his money, because he came all the way out.
I don't typically make whatever money I make doing the music stuff. Majority of it comes just from merchandise,
right?
Like shirts, or if I'm selling a project, or if somebody pays me to put something together. I don't really make money like that doing the actual events, but doing the actual events helps guide me to money.
So because I take offense when I was throwing shows, I took offense to the fact that people would say, "Oh, you promoters are just trying to fill your pockets." Sweetie, I want to fill my pockets, but I'm not. I walk out of here with nothing.
If I go into that conversation, we'll need like 2 hours. I feel a way about it, and because I feel like I'm one of the best to talk about it, because I'm an artist and I'm a promoter, and I have to sell tickets when I perform on other people's shows. So when people come to me and they're like, I don't sell tickets. Yeah, okay. So you're saying you're better than me?
Right.
Because I have to sell tickets.
My whole thing has always been this. If I put your name on a flyer and I put you on a show, how many people are going to come out to see you without you selling tickets? I need to know this, because then...
Let me speak on that thought. So when I put my son and his crew on a flyer out in our area, right,
oh yeah,
we'll bring like 100 some different kids out there.
But these are artists. The artists that I'm talking about are artists that I know for a fact that have that attitude of, I'm not selling no tickets. But who are you bringing? This is what I need to know. That's why I make people sell tickets.
If I'm going to say one thing, and I want to not talk about that. But it is really, really important to bring a crowd out with you when you do shows. I'll give 3 reasons out of 1,000. 1, because if you bring a crowd out with you, it looks really, really good to the promoter. It looks good to the venue owners who might have a different show coming up or whatever like that. And it also, it looks good for you while you're on stage. Right. Say there's a crowd, and say you happen to go on a little early or you're going a little late, right? But you come with your girl, right? And no one knows you. So when you get up there and you start performing your heart out and you rapping your heart out, but no one knows you, no one knows your music, and they're just looking at you like, really? So they're not going to pay attention. They're going to walk away. But if you come in there and you got 5, 10, 15, even more people with you, and they're like into your stuff, and they're bringing the crowd is like an accessory to your performance. Right. When people see, if you in a crowd, for perfect instance, if I do a sold out show and it's like 1,100 people in there, right? But I sell 100 tickets. 100 tickets don't sound like 100 tickets is a crazy amount for a little artist, but yeah, it is. But so the point I'm trying to make is 100 isn't a lot in the sense of 1,000 people, right? But if we had 4 people in the room right now, if there's 10 people in the room right now, right, and so I had one person with me, and they're like, I'm rapping, and that one person is like rapping with me and making noise and stuff like that or whatever. Just that one person alone is going to draw attention. It's me and that one person. Right. So if I got 100 people in a crowd of 1,000 rocking with me, that 100 people is going to I've witnessed that. So you do a big major show and you don't sell no tickets and you're just up there rapping, and you could be good and some people will rock with you. They really will. But once you leave that stage, they're going to forget you. Right. Because you're not leaving anything memorable, because right after you get done, the main act goes on. Their phones come out and they delete, because they need storage, so they're going to delete your video or whatever the case may be. Like, it's all about making a presence and just coming through and making a presence. Right. You just released a project, the documentary that you released. What else? Do you have anything? Are you just focusing on that right now and putting that, Yeah, right now I'm focusing on pushing that. I just did a song with Bomb.
Yeah, and that song is amazing.
And I'm just focusing on just promoting. The project's actually 2 years old. Right. Like when you hear Sky's voice, he's actually my only hip hop feature on the entire project. Right. When you hear his voice on there and how he raps now, it's like completely different. But another thing I learned about music is just because it's old to us, you got to stop looking at it for the music. You got to look at it for the product and sell the product. So right now I'm selling the product. Right. I'm not really selling the music. I'm selling the product. My music is like the new song with Bomb. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm pushing. I'm pushing that musically, but that's helping me sell this product. Right. than if I put something else out. But yeah, I got something that I'm working on that I'm not gonna talk about.
Right.
I have another project that I'm working on with Rube. He's making all the beats for it. It's gonna be a dope project. Sky has two. Matter of fact, I'll let him tell you what's going on with him and his crew real quick.
What's going on, Sky?
I got Stereo Static dropping. That's already finished, finalized already. My brother Laz, he's gonna drop his Lazarus, and we're both gonna drop ours around the same month. After that, I have another mixtape called Ignorance, and that's gonna be my second. I'm dropping that right after Stereo Static and Lazarus, and then me and Laz are making one together.
Okay. So because I know that you when you first came out, you had a group. Do you still have the group, or is it kind of like on hiatus?
It fell apart. There's a lot of distance that was in between us.
Okay.
It was like when I was 13. That's when we had the strong crew.
Right. Yeah, because he had the stage. He had the guys up on the stage, and they was rapping with him.
No, we still have all that.
Yeah.
It's just some of the faces changed a little bit, but that's
right. Yeah.
We still got a crew though.
Right.
This is.
I mean, it
not
happens.
As many rappers as it used to be.
Right. It happens because, like, I know when like I said, I said before we started, I have all my music that's on my phone. I play it in my car, and I just hit shuffle on my Google Play, and it shuffles everything on my Google Play. It shuffles everything on my phone. And I was driving my daughter to work, and Sky's song came on, and that was the first time. That was the first time that you?
No.
Well, it's not. Well, was he recorded?
That was the first time you recorded.
Recorded?
No, he recorded a song. He was cussing. It was like he was 4 or 5. He recorded a song, and he was like, back. I don't know what it was, but I let him rap something that it was something that I wrote for me, and he was just rapping it, and we put it on the end of the track.
Oh, and I remember he told me to shut up at the beginning. He told me to shut up. I said, "Dad, please take that out. I'm sorry, please take that part out." Yeah.
But Sky's song, it still gets me emotional, even after all this time. And as you were talking about, it's old to us because right, and you're 16 now, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe you're 16. So. It's older, but for somebody who has never heard that song before, because for me, some music is timeless.
True.
So, that song come on, and I was like, it's something about that song. And it's always when Sky starts rapping and I start tearing up.
And then on a new album, I have him. The first voice you hear on the project is him. Right. And it's him rapping like he's me. Like some parts of our upbringing was parallel because. In some ways, in my younger years, we almost grew up like I was an older brother and he was just because how it was set up, whatever. So some of the things that I dealt with was parallel with him. So he was rapping like he was me, and as the verse goes on, you slowly hear my voice come up, and then it's me rapping.
And it switches up.
And yeah, it's really cool how we did it. And I don't know. Only thing I know, I'm gonna say this real quick is. I don't know what's going to happen with me as far as my artistry. The only reason why I'm still pushing the rap and stuff is because people are still, more than ever now...
Wanting to hear you?
Wanting to hear me and spending money to hear it.
Right.
They're buying the projects. They're buying the tickets. They're wearing the shirts. They're doing all that. So, like, every minute I'm like, I'm going to fall back. I can't.
Right.
So, I'm going to push the Billy Lyve thing as far as I can possibly get it. But my hopes is... throughout that process, we're getting him mentally ready and spiritually, financially, and everything ready. It's gonna take a year, 2 years, whatever, to take over that. So when I fall back, like some of the other guys are younger than me too, I can support him, but he'll be able to kind of take that place, his rightful place, and I can back it. I'm not ready to do that yet because I feel like right now we're hot and we're going but at the same time while we're hot, he's creating his style, he's learning his artistry, he's learning how to do all the internet stuff, make his own videos, find his style. So when it's time to really go through, it's gonna be a complete full package.
Let me get a little speech on that because look, from birth since the day I was born, since as long as I can remember, I was told. This is how life's supposed to go. This is how it's supposed to play out. We're gonna carry it on this way. And then it's like I'm growing up, and we're going through it. I'm turning 16 now, so it's like I'm getting older. It's just getting realer. It's like my whole life I was told, yeah, you're gonna be in a high position when you get older. You're gonna be in a high position. You're gonna be in a high position. You're gonna be in charge when you get older. So just like he said, everything he just said is the same exact thing I would tell you. All I'm doing right now is figuring myself out, figuring everything out, and I feel like it's for a reason. That's all I really want to say.
And life-wise too, she's figuring things out. Life, you got to bump your head. You got to do different things. But in order to do this music thing at the level that he wants to get, we got to be on point.
Right.
The game's crazy.
Right.
It's a crazy game. I'm super calm, but I'm also a lot older. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's things with the game that's frustrating. That's gonna make you want to kill somebody. It's gonna make you want to lash out. It's gonna make you do all these different things that. And that's why if you notice a lot of younger guys, when they get in the game, they're either getting locked up, they're getting killed, or whatever. So I feel like it's better at the pace that we're trying to do it. It's like by the time he's ready, and it's not going to be long, but by the time he's ready, everything's going to be laid out, man. It's going to be laid out. So it's like all the stuff that we talked about that I had to deal with, he don't got to deal with any of that. Like none of that, and that's nothing against him. People be like, "Oh, you got stuff handed to you because your dad's this." Nah, he's been with me while I've been doing this stuff.
He's been working. He's been working right along with
right along. In the club lights. It's the clubs y'all talking about. I grew up in them clubs.
You know, and like Wisdom Court also has like I used to tell people all the time, you need to reach out to the kids because adults very rarely spend money, and now with the streaming thing, you don't even have to buy anything because you stream it, and I know you all get cents, on a dollar, but still you're getting money from that and getting, listens and whatnot. But I forgot where I was going with that, just that quick. My brain is gone.
Well, I think a lot of people forget about the youth. I don't really do my music. I do my music for me. I don't really do my music where I target the youth. But where I touch the youth is by, even though my music isn't for them, I'm physically out in the streets with the youth. The way Wisdom Court touches the youth with the music is through them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So even though I can't do it because we're just so far apart mentally, he's right there. Right. So when we do these events and we do these things, like, and sometimes he don't even give himself enough credit. Like, everywhere I go, hey, where's Sky? Hey, like the way people treat me in the streets, they look at him the same kind of way. Right. Like we have the same level of respect, like everywhere we go, and that's from like me recognizing like we have to have the kids. Right. We gotta have the youth. We gotta have the older people. Most of the people that buy my stuff are like sometimes 30 up. 40, 50, 60, like you wouldn't even believe it.
Well, for me is the music. Your music is relatable to like some of the things that you write about, that you rap about. I can relate to, and that's the kind of person I am. It's music that I can relate to. If it's like if I listen to like something like trap music or whatever, I can't really relate to that. Yeah. I can relate to that beat because usually that's what I'm listening to, but like. Like Kevin Gates is one of my favorite artists, and a lot of his music I can relate to it, and because it comes from the soul. And there's a lot of songs that you have done over the year that I'm like, oh, Billy just like poured his whole heart out into this music. Like, does he even realize that he just like he did that? Like it was this I'm vulnerable.
The whole album was like that. Like, right. 'Cause I went through a really really rough time when I was creating the album, and I put it all on that.
It's therapy. Yeah. I say it every time. It's therapy. Yeah. So I know you guys have to go.
Yeah, we do.
I appreciate, like I said, definitely have you back because you know how I do. I do the whole 2 hours of just focusing on one person. We do 2 hours
talking about this whole promoter artist thing too. We do whatever.
Because I think a lot of people don't realize that the different things that go on in the music scene itself. It's a whole comfort thing. Like I said, for me, I had to get out of my comfort zone of where I was at with the people that I was with to go and find out how big the scene really was. Because the Baltimore music scene is humongous. It really is. Mm-hmm. And like the paths are not crossing anymore. And I'm just like, yo, like I really think that we need to do, and it's hard.
They They do not trying to like take shine or nothing like that, but we do work with. I'm involved in a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not as heavy. You know what I'm saying with some of the other scenes, but I'm cool with the promoters.
Right.
I know the DJs. I've done events with them, but it's hard to really bring all that together.
Right.
And full city unity in the music scene is just never. It's never.
Oh, it's never. It's not going to happen.
Too many personalities.
Just like when people say, "Oh, we need the Baltimore. They need the support," and I'm like, nobody. They're not. You're not going to get the support if you get a group. If you get your support, your fan base, that's what you need to get, and that's what you need to do. And you're not totally focused on everybody else.
I'm gonna drop a serious jewel, and then I gotta go. I learned that if you focus a whole lot on a little, you can get a whole lot out of that little.
Yep.
And when you try to focus a whole lot on a whole lot, then you're selling yourself short and you're spreading yourself too thin and you end up never going anywhere.
Right.
So I focused all of my energy on building Wisdom Chord up, and it took me a long time to do it. But now it's finally working out for me.
Kind of reminds me of Strange Music a little bit.
Exactly
I'm just saying I pay attention.
Shout out to One Coast. Shout out to Strange Music. Shout out to Suburban Noise, Mad Child, Stevie Stone.
Yeah.
Whole Wisdom Chord.
I can't wait for that show. I'm like really super duper excited.
Ignorant Idols. LOS.
Yeah.
You right.
I'm yeah, we can just go on days naming names. I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, like I said, definitely gonna have you back. You got shows and shows and shows and shows. Because you got the Stevie Stone and Mad Child show, the Summer Jam show.
We had the pre-Summer Jam show at Ottabar, May 23rd.
I missed that one.
I just dropped that.
Oh, I was going to say, did I miss that
and then
one?
we have Summer Jam, May 31st.
I'm going to be tired this month.
I'm not even going to go into June and July, but I will say we're going back on tour in August and September. And I got booked to, I haven't even announced this yet, so it's my first time announcing this.
Okay.
I got booked to do a hip-hop wine festival in D.C.
Wine.
I can't remember all who's coming. I know Havoc from My Beep's going to be there. I think Keith Murray. It's a whole bunch of,
Keith won't remember me.
Hip-hop artists, whatever. And it's the Hip-Hop Wine Fest throughout D.C. It's a festival. It's going to be like a really, really, really dope event. And I'm really, happy to be on there.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Zoo and everybody in D.C. For holding us down. Shout out to the whole Killer Bee squad. Just everybody has been like showing us love and giving us opportunities, man. Thank you. We're taking them. We're gonna ride with them, and we're gonna make everybody proud.
I'm proud. I'm like, me. I'm a proud mama. That's why I feel like I'm everybody's mother. Mm-hmm. But yeah, most definitely gonna have you back. I know you gotta go. Gotta go to Power Plant. Anybody that's watching this, go down to Power Plant. Have some fun. I know they have some specials going on. I seen one in London that posted up. It's not all night, and it's different places. So here's the list. It's like, I can't be there. I'm too tired. So I work. So definitely gonna have you back. Gotta get Sky in here too. He drops his project.
Soon as his project done.
Yeah,
him
most
and
definitely.
Laz and the whole crew. They'll be in here. They'll be doing all their.
You already know.
Their media runs. I'm gonna take them to the radio one. I'm gonna take them to Real Spit. They already did Real Spit. We're gonna take them to the Radio Twins. We'll bring them to you.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna do the whole thing.
All right. Well, you guys have fun tonight. The show's being sponsored by Worldwide Flavor Network. If you're looking to have your own radio show, come and join us here on WWFN. Contact us via our website, and that is www.worldwideflavornetwork.com. Flavor is FLAVA. So, y'all looking for a radio show? Let me know.
And Big Steve, I knew he was gonna be late.
He's at the door. So we're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back and talk to Bodymore Big Steve from Bodymore Records.
Can we do a picture with you guys, and then can somebody take a picture with me and him?
Yeah. Always late, never bluff.
I'm like 1 minute late.
I know.
Nah, it's like 8:10, yeah.
You still talking though?
See, come with the Wizard Court shirt.
I didn't want to
See, come with the Wizard Court shirt on and shit.
Yeah, I just want to show everybody how big you is. That's all. Them PA and I wear that shit, man.
Yeah. Well, so
well, where we going at?
Y'all take a picture on the other side.
Oh yeah.
You want to take with your phone? Because my phone is recording.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you coming out tonight?
She gets all down like that. I be trying to get all the floor. She be getting all down on the floor. I be trying to get all the floor.
Right, y'all, they taking some pictures and then show will resume in a few moments. Show will resume in a few moments. That's our second guest.
Right.
Actually, I don't even know. I'm running late. I still gotta go back home.
Damn. Shit, I wasn't even coming.
Well, my sisters.
I did that shit. They threw me a
Delaware, so I
birthday
gotta get
party
back.
now, oxygen and shit, and I wasn't in there.
It don't take me that long from here to get back.
Right. Y'all be safe.
Right,
I'll see you later. Right there. What the hell you done did?
I don't even know.
You need another song or you ready to go right now?
I'm ready to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Got like 30 seconds.
I love Method Man. He's so awesome. I had to move your bottle because it was in my way.
Oh, it's in the way.
It was.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I forgot cameras are
Sit
everywhere.
on that side. Yeah.
How about I just put it on the floor?
His propel.
Yeah.
You need a one of them.
I left it home by mistake. Rushing. I didn't go home since early this morning. Like early. And I say early this morning.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight with the Bodymore Paparazzi. It's your girl Lisa. Yeah, so just talked to Billy Lyve and his son Sky, and I had to bring my man Bodymore Big Steve. I don't even know if you go. Do you go by Bodymore Big Steve anymore, or is it just Big Steve?
No, it's Bodymore Big Steve.
Okay.
Big Steve is taken.
Oh, so copyright. Okay, all right, I get it. So in my first show back on air in 9 months, I had to reach out. Again, like I said about Billy, and he gets on my nerves. You know, Steve get on my nerves. He's like one of my kids. I love him to death. We get on my nerves, but we go places and we do things, and I get to meet wonderful people. I done met Steve cracking up laughing.
Shout out to them.
Right. I got to meet a lot of good people. I really have. So, Steve, what have you got going on lately? We really haven't even had to really chit-chat or talk. You've been just busy doing life things, I believe. And,
That's true.
you know, I actually was listening to, as I was telling Billy, I just hit shuffle on my Google Play,
Right.
and it plays everything that's on my Google Play and everything that's in my phone.
Okay.
So Bodymore Big Steve is always playing on my damn phone.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
And one thing that comes to mind when I think about your music is how relatable it is. And I've told you this before.
Right.
You've been on my show. I think you were like my most highest guest on my show.
You know what's crazy is a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Like I just be hogging up all the spaces. Like,
No, it's because you always got something going. You're always doing something. You know, like, and people don't, and I don't think people realize it because, you know, you really don't do many shows in Baltimore. No. But you're always doing something out of town. Right. You know, because of Steve, I got to go to New Orleans and Houston a few times, and you know, I fell in love with Houston and New Orleans, so now I'm trying to decide where I'm moving to.
My second home down there.
Yes. Did they just move Chicken and Waffles?
Huh?
Did he just move Chicken and Waffles? Or did he open up another spot?
Oh, chicken and watermelon.
And chicken and watermelon. Chicken and watermelon.
Yeah. No, he just got a new spot.
Okay, because I'm sorry.
Got a new spot.
People are like, what is she talking about?
But that's slick though. That's slick that he blowing up. Well, the food blowing up.
Right, because that food's something else.
Man, shout out to Skip, New Orleans, UTP Juvenile. You know what I'm saying? In case nobody knew who he was, they remember the Know Your Clap.
They remember that.
Yeah.
But but because of you, I've gotten to do a lot of things. I have gotten to meet a lot of people. Right. So one of my favorite songs is the one with you and Fatboy Deezy with Kevin Gates on the hook.
Oh yeah.
It's also one of my favorite.
Shout out to Kevin Gates.
Yes, one of my favorite videos as well, because I was there and I got to see
Kevin Gates and told him we need to do another one. It says sing, no response. But hey, at least I know he looked at it. Right. You never know. He did. You never know, because I swear he's seen that video. Of course he said.
I seen that video because I tagged him and Drika in that video. I know 1,000,000 times.
Drika like, damn, baby, I think they know.
Because it's that camera shake.
Right.
It's that camera shake.
It's very unique.
Right. Because that day that Rello told you to do it, you looked at him all crazy like, what? Right. He was like, and then he told Deezy to do it.
It was slick.
Right.
It was slick. Yeah, I was on that.
Right. So what's going on with you lately? I mean music-wise?
I'm working on that album. My last album.
Solo?
Yeah, of course. My last solo album.
Okay. I had to specify that because, you and Deezy have done projects together.
Yeah, and we still got an album that got to come out too. We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Most definitely.
Then maybe I can cut my time. Not from Deezy. We got a label together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we always gonna work on artists and things like that. I just mean me as an artist. I'm
You're tired.
I'm tired of this shit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. But it's just less and less things that's making me more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm always gonna rap.
Right.
I'm always gonna go in there and say what's on my mind because it's therapy.
Right.
But it's just the other part of it.
Because how long have you been rapping? As long as I've been taking pictures?
Lord have mercy. Why you gotta put my age out there?
No.
It's like, nah, I've been rapping 17 years. 16 years.
Okay, I've been taking pictures for 11. So yeah, you got it.
Trying to say I'm older than rap years.
Yeah. No, because I understood. Because when you said that you was getting tired, I understood that because I get at the point of these shows and me taking pictures, and it just gets to the point to where I'm tired of doing it. It's not fun anymore.
Exactly.
So, I understood that. That's why I asked how long have you been doing this, because you get to that point. Now, the music that you make with Deezy is, he's originally from Louisiana and lives in Houston.
Right. Yep. So
he has that Louisiana drawl, which I love. I love hearing Deezy rap.
Yeah.
And then he got a
project coming out too, by the way.
Yeah, I got
June, next month.
Oh, okay.
Next month.
Because I know he dropped a single.
Yeah, he dropped 2 singles.
I missed one. Apparently, I got was it Dope Dealer Dreams?
Yeah.
I got that one.
You know what's crazy about that song? Damn, I'm gonna have to be on live at the same time. But you know what's crazy about that song? Cause I'm always thinking from a CEO standpoint
right.
or A&R standpoint. So when I first heard the song, I'm like, oh, it's too street. It's not going to go. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But after, I don't know. I was just in there and I was in my zone and the song came on and I'm like, this going to go.
Right.
This going to go. But I mean, of course, for radio here, just had to switch up the hook. But I mean,
right.
as far as the song itself, everything in it is going to go.
Right. Because I seen, did I see you tag somebody in it about doing a verse?
Money Bag, yeah. Yeah. Because that's definitely his type of, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it ain't out the question, so.
Right.
It doesn't matter getting it done.
Right. Because you guys also have a song with Turk.
Yeah, Hot Boy Turk. Shout out Hot Boy Turk.
Right. And that, I was listening to that the other day. That's one of my favorite. Like I have a lot of favorite songs that you guys have done.
A lot into that too. Like, I mean, as far as my version, it's crazy. Like how, like when I sit back, you really dissect what I be saying. Like I really put a lot into that version. It's crazy. It's so crazy. No, I mean like when I say put a lot, I mean like I said a lot.
Right, you did,
like,
and because and that
talking
one
about a lot. You feel me?
And didn't you rap kind of because you got into this rapping a lot like fast.
Oh man, I gotta say, you know what I did last night? Lord have mercy.
Because
they hating on Facebook. You feel me? Like you'll see the views going up, but ain't nobody liking it. Why y'all hating? You feel me? Like
because it's you, Steve. That's why.
You feel me? It's crazy. Be sitting up there like my it could be at like 100,000. Can you cuss on here?
No.
Okay, see, I'm glad I edited myself. But it could be at like 100,000. Now I still have like 20 likes. I had like 20 likes. They'd be like, them views is fake.
No,
add to the hate.
Why they hating on you?
I don't know. And look, and that's the crazy thing. That song, that's what the hook say.
Right. I know.
I don't know why I did that.
Steve is the only person that can get me to shoot music videos, and I don't shoot music videos. He'd be like, "Come on, Lisa, can you shoot this video for me?" No. We went to Houston. We went to Houston and New Orleans, and he said, "Yeah, me and Deezy gonna do this video for the song." I said, "Oh, who's shooting the video?" He said, "You are." I said, "Huh?
Yeah.
What?"
I just threw that out there.
Right.
I just threw that out there.
He right. And he does.
By the way.
And they'd be like, "Oh, can you shoot these? Can you shoot this video? Can you shoot this scene? Can you?" I'm like, "No, I don't shoot videos. I take pictures. Somehow I've got 2 videos. Is it 2? Bottles and
Yeah, Bottles and ID.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
how it go. What was it called? ID.
I Don't Give Up. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But there's the initials.
Yeah.
And I love that
ID
song.
Something. IDGAF.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And I love that song. That song is like, yes.
Mm.
I don't know. I just love that song. It's something about when Deezy
That
said
was the
something
first
about.
song that we ever recorded too.
Really?
Yeah. Like before we even had an idea of even doing projects together. He just sent that to me, and that's what we just build off of that.
I did a photo shoot in Houston because of Steve and Deezy. See, and it's not. I'm not complaining. It's just that I sit back and like I said during Billy's, I reminisce about a lot of stuff that I have done and I've witnessed and I've been a part of over all these 11 years.
Right.
And like between you and Bomb, who's the reason why I'm in this music scene. So anybody who doesn't like me or doesn't care for me, go talk to that man. Go talk to Bomb and tell him because it's his fault. It's all his fault. But yeah. So I sit back and I think about all the stuff that I've gotten to do. Right. You two are the only ones that have taken me out of the state. Like, I used to go to Brooklyn, like, every month with Bomb.
Yeah.
You know? Because all it would take was like, yo, Lisa, you want... Yeah, I want to go.
Everywhere.
And so, when Steve was like, something about, who wants to go to New Orleans? I do. I want to go. Went to New Orleans, went to Houston. This last time went to...
We went somewhere up north.
No, we didn't. Did
Yes,
we?
we did. We saw that guy Kevin Gates up there too.
Oh, we went to
Oh my
Michigan.
goodness, how did she forget?
I don't know.
How did you forget that?
We didn't just go to Michigan.
That was his first show since he since he was out of jail. It was so humbling for me to watch because he was messing up. Like it felt like he was a local rapper when he first came out. He was like, "I'm nervous. Look, I'm just letting y'all know I'm nervous," and it was crazy. Like it made me so. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that.
That's like where we were standing at, and it was like a lot of people in front of us.
Right.
But it wasn't until Drika posted up the footage from backstage
Man,
that it was so
that they
packed.
posted made it so like it's crazy.
Steve was like, "That's wrong. That's
I know.
wrong.
I'm like, that's
fake."
phony.
But
it's crazy that you could do that with editing though. Like it looked like it was thousands of people. It probably wasn't even 1,000 people standing there.
Oh, there was a lot of people behind us.
I'm saying when he was up there, it wasn't that packed. When Gucci was up there, it was prior.
I was sitting up on a bench. I was sitting up at the picnic
table. But it was
table.
just because of where they put him in the day, because you know more people gonna come during that. You know what I mean? As the sun going down.
Right.
So.
But we went to Cleveland.
Shout out Bob Carter.
We went out to Cleveland on our trek to Michigan. We went to Detroit. We went to go see where Eminem grew up in the trailer.
Right, yeah.
And in the house that
wasn't
there anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was grass.
Yeah, it was an open lot.
I know. I'm like, hey, his house was right here.
Right.
But nah,
and then we
crazy.
went up to Lansing, Michigan, and to Common Ground Festival, and I got emails. I get emails from Common Ground.
Common Ground, I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That's how I sent you that when they announced who's going to be up there this year.
Is he up there this year?
No, he's not.
Who up there?
I forget.
Is I'm opening again?
Huh?
Is I'm opening again?
Are you opening again?
I'm opening again.
Sure. If you want to open up again, that's fine.
It was crazy last year, right? That was last year, right?
Yeah, I think.
I do too much. I don't be
right.
Remembering.
That's why I was like, I can't keep up with you with what you what you're doing. And a lot of times you do stuff and you don't, because you're one of those people that you don't post, that you're doing this and you're doing that.
I don't
you're
like
doing
to
this
post
and
it
doing this.
beforehand because it's like,
Right.
what if it get messed up? Right?
Like,
hey, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. You feel me? That's why I don't do that.
It's just like those people that post up. Oh, I've got a meeting with an A&R.
Yeah, I'm not saying that because that look crazy.
Right.
That look crazy.
Anybody can get a meeting with an A&R.
Of course, anybody can pay $750 and get a.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? We good. I'm good. I don't need to pay you to tell me what I already know. You feel me? Like, no, I need you to make something work.
Because I've watched, like I said, I watched you. I remember Steve being up on 5 Season stage, and performing, and just watching you from that person to who you are now, and running a record label, running your own record label.
What show was that? I forgot. It was an MAM show. I hope one of them watching. It was an MAM show. When we went on stage, everybody walked out. Man. And we still had to pretend like people was there.
Well, I mean, that's what some people have to do. Now, look, people know who you are.
That's crazy. That was crazy. I still be thinking about stuff like that.
I like that song with you and Bliss, too.
Oh, yeah. That's a hit right there.
That is a hit right there.
That's a hit right there.
I think you bring out a better.
I've been doing a lot of those, but see, when I'm doing and that's something else that I'm doing, too. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, I was on my Nori. You always cut everybody off on drink chat. But I'm doing hooks and basically building songs. I'm probably doing 5 of them and just selecting people to get on them that I feel like is working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if they want it.
Right.
Because somebody just turned one down.
Really?
Yeah.
Who I got beat up?
Man, it's
Tell
crazy.
me off air.
But you know what? It was right on time, though. It was right on time because I just set up this feature with somebody else that's in the industry.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? And that song kind of fits where I wanted to go with the song that I wanted to do.
It's a blessing.
You feel me? So it actually worked.
Okay, so I don't have to beat nobody else.
Yeah. So I'm
and
I already got my...
And it's crazy because you, like I said, you got a song. You got Hot Boy Turk on the song, and you've got
Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper. Which Chopper, we gotta do the video for the song.
Man, look,
we gonna roll up on him. We got to.
Yeah, man, I gotta reach out. Man, I gotta holler at what's the name?
Right.
Man? Where my man at?
We also you also got a who else? UNLV.
Yeah. Shout out to Lil Yeah.
Yeah.
Free Tech Nine.
Who else? Like, and it amazes
Corey
me.
Guns.
Yeah.
That
song came on my phone the other day too.
Yeah.
When I was skipping through everything, cause I got Logic on my
Man, you heard the new one with him and Eminem? I just heard it this morning.
The Logic. No, I seen where it was advertised, where they were talking about it.
It's out.
Yeah, because
it's on YouTube too.
My friend Charles Brown, who does I post up his 1 minute with Charles Brown,
Right.
1 minute news with Charles Brown, and he touched on it yesterday, and I was like, oh, I need to check that out. I mean, I like Logic, but
it's crazy.
His music sometimes it just doesn't fit with like my mindset, I guess.
Right.
Because he tries to be he said this, he tries to be a positive rapper.
He wasn't positive on the song.
Well, good, because maybe that's what he needs. But he's from here in Maryland. He's from Montgomery County.
I know.
You know, so, yeah, I gotta listen to that because, like I said, I never listened to Logic. I've heard his name. I didn't know any of his music, and it wasn't until he was on a Tech Nine song that I paid attention.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Tech is one of those people that he puts people on music, and I in turn. I was like, what is that noise? Did you hear that?
I've never heard that a day in my life. Well, I don't know why it's trying.
Turn his phone off.
It's playing with me because it knows what's going on right now.
Right.
The phone is always on silent. Well, he didn't turn his phone.
But one thing I seen about
throw it in the yard.
But one thing I can say about Tech Nine is like he puts people because of Tech Nine and who he puts on his songs. Right. Because I'm a Tech Nine fan, then he puts people on his songs, and then I listen to them, and I become like Snow the Product.
You're supposed to do something too.
Who?
Snow.
I love her.
I talked to her at the backstage at the show, and like we gotta make that happen. Cause I think it'd be crazy. I think it'd be crazy. She
because she was on that song So Dope.
That show.
Really?
I've never heard of her before that show.
So would you?
I was more attracted to how she looked.
Right.
So like I'm like, let me check her out.
She's beautiful.
So then when she came out and she was rabbity rapping.
Right. Oh yes.
You feel me? I'm like, yo, we should do something.
Right.
And that's when I hollered at her. She gave me her brother phone number. Like, you know what I mean? When you ready, hit him up. She ain't gonna charge you that much. You feel me? So it ain't going, I ain't hit you in your head. So. Right.
She was on the song with him, Recognized, and Twisted Insane. And I had, before I heard that song, I had been to a show with Twisted Insane up in, I think it was West Virginia. A Voice was opening up for him. And it was like at this small little bar. It was like 20 people in there maybe. No, it wasn't that place. It was another place. But I knew who Twisted Insane was when I heard her rapping because she's on the end of the song called So Dope. Right. I was like, yo, who is this girl? She go off. So, and then like he's got her on his not the last album because the last album, is she on that one? Nina. I don't remember. But she's on a song with him and I was like, maybe on that one. She's just awesome. Yeah. So he puts people on songs. And then I become fans of them. Like Stevie Stone, I never heard of Stevie Stone until he was on the collab album, and he was doing he was the first verse, and I was like, yo, who is this guy? So then I became a fan of his. That's why I can't wait for the show because I actually get to take my camera and take pictures of him. Right. Because I didn't get to
That's the one that Billy opened for.
Yeah, Mad Child and Stevie Stone. But you've been able to reach out to these people, and it's crazy because I've talked about this before with you. Like, how do you go about doing it? And you're like, I just do it because ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
You got when it's like a certain artist or something like say like it's a certain artist you want on a song. I just be on some like by any means type thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? If they don't answer their inbox, I'm gonna go in their email. If they don't answer their email, I'm gonna catch them at a show. You feel me? I'm gonna catch them at a show. You feel me? So one of that, I can get backstage. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm like, don't avoid me. Who are you?
Right. You seen my messages because it said seen.
You feel me?
But I know for a fact that when BG comes home,
Man,
his mama's gonna.
And that's the crazy thing is I'm trying to set that up right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It could be any day.
Because
Because
what people don't know is that BG's mom is friends with Steve. Like, are you you down here? You down in New Orleans? Like, she's too funny.
Shout out to her, man.
So he's already got the in with mama. So you already know if you get in with mama, you good. You know, and you already got a song with Hot Boy Turk.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, BG, it's inevitable.
I know, right?
You know, I know you got a lot to say, and I know that.
You know what I wanted to do with I Am Who I Am before like all that stuff happened to me. The intro, I wanted to have BG talking on the intro, and I was gonna get his mother to set that up and have him just call and just talk on the intro, but then all that happened and it twisted up the route of the.
It's always something in life, isn't it? It's always something.
Life happens, and it inspires music.
Right. So Billy was in here and he was talking about an incident that when he was up in Connecticut, and it put me in mind of when you were in California, because he said no, because he was talking about
what you heard about me in California.
You told me, so hush. There's nothing bad. So Billy was talking about how they were in the spot they were eating, and the people had told him don't go there because it's in a bad part or whatever. And the people started coming and they blocked in Treese and Big Dog's van, and they were happened to be Latin Kings. Right. But after the conversation with the Billy's people that from up there, and they explained that they were rappers, they music, they was just all love then. Right. It put me in mind of when you were in California, when you woke up the next day and the Mexican gang was playing your music.
Like, dude, like he was in, like, I let him in an apartment. I mean, whatever it's called, hotel room.
Right.
Anyway, like they ran that hotel.
Right.
I didn't know until after I was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he was just talking, and it was like cool vibes. So, you know, he came in, he was, you know, talking this, that, and the third, and he was just, you know how people talk to you and they just say stuff. I just listen because it ain't like I gotta believe what you're saying. Like he's like, I run everything here. I'm the, you know, me the top dog or whatever, and I'm like, yep, okay. You feel me? But then when I walked outside and he had 40 of them bumping my music, I'm like,
hey, whoa, okay.
He went online. I had to put it on Snapchat.
So, I was talking about how now, like with media, the streaming platforms,
right,
and you're able to reach people from other states,
like Mexico
countries.
City and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dang, I wish you could actually connect with those actual people. Like, it gotta come out with like some kind of, I know I'm probably putting that in there and somebody gonna make $1 million off of my
idea. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it should be some way to connect with the people that's actually listening.
Right.
That's the only way to build.
Yeah, because we talked about it, like, you know, it was like Mexico City and somewhere else.
I mean, it'd be all types of,
and it's like
wild places.
And it's just, it's like, you're like, how did they find my music like on Spotify or
what made them click on that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's crazy, but yeah, I mean, I just appreciate it. That's all.
I mean, and sometimes, like, I've seen you post up like the different places or whatever, and it's because I used to do that with my blog, because I
barely ever is Bodymore though.
Right, Bodymore's always at the bottom.
Shout out to Bodymore though. Shout out to Bodymore.
But I mean, it's like I said, you got to get your fan base. You get your fan base where you're from, and then go branch out. And that's what you did. You started out here. You did everything you were supposed to do. You did 5 seasons in Sonar and all the different venues. And then next thing I know, you're in New Orleans driving around like you live there. Mm-hmm. You know, driving around New Orleans like I'm from there. Yeah. Right. Because
I think I'm going to take my mother out there for her birthday.
I think you should. I think she might enjoy it. She gonna cuss you, but
yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
I think she would enjoy it.
I want to surprise her though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell her.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, hey, ma, we going to We going to Pennsylvania for a couple of days, so just pack your bag. Make sure you got your ID. What I need my ID for?
Are you going to drive or you going to get her on an airplane?
Look, that's the way. We airplane.
Yeah.
Because I got a crazy deal right now.
Really?
Oh my God, $23 one way.
But not bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
right?
it is. When we going?
That's what I mean. It's crazy.
I'm sure I can find $46 somewhere.
Yeah. On the 4th.
No, that's too soon.
Yeah, because her birthday is the 4th.
Okay.
And that's the day that it's for. Because like when it's like price like that, it's only specific days that you gotta pick. And I'm like, hey, her birthday's on the 4th. It's on the 4th. Like that's like perfect.
That's like in Savannah, going to Savannah.
Yeah.
Snap's wife Sissy told me that there's a airline that you have to. You come down on. I think it's you come down on Sunday and you leave on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. I can't stay that long.
You know, I know you can't. 2 days is 2 days.
Yeah, I can look.
We was in Houston. Look. We was in Houston 2 days. We was in Baton Rouge for 2 days, and yeah.
They gotta drop a bag on me if I'm stayed, man. They got to. I got too much going on.
But you know, because she was telling me about that, because I want to go back down to Savannah. I fell in love with Savannah when I was down there for that almost week.
Savannah's Georgia.
Yeah.
That's what Quando Rondo was from.
Who? All these people. Like he be talking about all these people. I'm like, I don't know who are you talking about? But one thing, don't ever ask me to go back down to New Orleans and Houston if you are driving down.
Oh no.
I'm not doing that no more. I'm not. That's a long drive. That's 22 hours plus.
You drove back? Oh yeah, I forgot.
I drove back.
I forgot. You know, like I said, I be doing too much, so I don't be remembering.
I drove until I could. I drove till I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I said,
crazy.
Somebody got to drive. I don't care who it is, but somebody gonna drive.
Crazy.
But we've had some adventures.
I was trying to talk about that girl in the song, man, but it just wasn't coming out, so it just wasn't meant to be.
What girl?
That girl that caused all those problems on
goodness. Because you know what, you don't need that type of negativity in your life.
I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just wanted to.
Because she'd hear it. She'd hear it and she'd hit you up.
I'm sure.
You talking about me? Who are you? Oh, because of you taking me to New Orleans, I got to meet David Banner too.
Yeah.
See, I got to meet a lot of awesome people.
David Banner.
Yes, he was so wonderful.
Raheem Devon.
Yeah. Did you talk to him too?
Yeah, he gave me his number. Hook up when he come down here, whatever. But I gotta figure it out first.
Right.
I gotta figure it out first.
Right.
Cause that would be dope.
Right.
That definitely would be dope. And I mean, like he really down to earth.
He is. Cause he kept looking at me the whole time he was there.
He's so down to earth. Look, I said, I stay by my down. He's like, I used to stay on Baker Street. I said, damn, for real? He's like, yeah, he really, you know.
He kept looking, because, you know, all the girls were flying. Oh my God, can't take a picture with you. Oh my God, can't take a picture with you. And I'm just standing looking at him like, you dummies. And I'm just standing, he just kept looking at me, and I looked at him and said, how you doing?
I mean,
because I'm so nonchalant about it. I'm like, how you doing? And he was like, finally, he was getting ready to leave. I said, excuse me. I said, can I get a picture with you? Oh, yeah, sure. I was like, you know, so Mimi took the picture for me. She took the picture for me and David Banner as well. But like I said, I got to see Dancing Dan and Nick Paddywhack too. Right. The first trip down.
And then it blew up now, haven't it?
Yep.
They on Wild Out. I think that.
Well, Dan was on Wild Out.
I looked up like, damn, like I didn't know who he was last year. That's crazy.
You got
that show how quick it can happen.
You got to get your talk to Mia X.
Yeah, that was crazy. Cause
I didn't know who she was.
Man.
But then when I looked, because when you asked Mia X, I was like, no, it's not.
Man, when I was in, what was that, middle school, and that was popping like that. Middle school or high school, man. But it was just like she was everything.
Right.
To us, because we was No Limit fans, man.
Right.
P all of them, you know what I'm saying? And you know he always had like 40 artists, but like she was one that just stood out. You know
so, did you find any conflict of being a No Limit fan and a Cash Money fan, or were they two separate times?
Because when Cash Money like took over
in the 99, 2000s,
and it was just Cash Money for life.
Right.
Shout out to Master P though. He follows me on IG.
Does he?
2015, I swear, I was in Las Vegas or somewhere. I woke up, looked at my phone, and that was like flexing real quick. I didn't say I was home. You know, I had to be somewhere else. but no, I look at my phone, and you know, like it's like 5 a.m. I'm like, it says Master P follows you. Like I had to rub my eye.
You're like, is this?
I'm like, yo, I'm tripping. This gotta be a fake P.
Right. Right.
Yo,
because all the fake.
That was when I feel like everything was on me in 2015. That was really when it was about to happen. I don't know what happened, but it was about to happen. I swear, 2015 was it.
Well, I mean, has he reached out to you? Mm-mm. But you know his peoples though, don't you?
His nephew.
Yeah. Because I know we've had that conversation before.
Yeah, he used to have a group with Lil Romeo and I forgot what.
So it's just and it's funny because you've met all these people and you have recorded songs with people.
But with him, honestly, he was one of the first dudes to show me love. Like literally, I met him when I first started rapping.
Really?
And like when I used to print out the mixtapes.
Yeah. I
used to send them to him out there in Beverly Hills. He'd pass them out. That's how I got a song with Currency back then.
Right.
And it was crazy. Like, because, Currency used to be with P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before he got with Cash Money, and I don't know what he doing now, but whatever he doing now, working.
Right.
He got a core family.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
But see, like I said, it always amazes me about how you have gone about things, how you've done all these things, and you don't sit on
and tell everybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? To tell you the truth,
I be bragging
until you bring it up. I really forget all the stuff I did.
Right. But see, I bring stuff up with people because I know it's right. Like with me, because people be like, bigging me up, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Right. Like, no. And they're like, oh, she does everything. She does it. I'm like, I just take pictures. Because my thing has been in the past few months is when it comes to me, I'm nobody. When somebody says, oh, who are you? Nobody. I just take pictures. Because that's how I feel. Sometimes and then I do have my diva moments where, you don't know who I am? Okay.
That's how I used to be. But I calm down a lot.
I don't remember you being that way.
Oh my. What? You don't remember me being that way?
No, I don't remember you being. I remember you being
2015 and 16. Yo, I used to. We went out Towson one day, right? We over at the thing. It's probably like 10 of us or whatever. I'm going through the thing. He checking my ID, and he like $10. I said $10. Damn. He's like, what?
Right.
I said, go ask your man up there. They know who I am. And look, I finesse everybody getting in for free. Playing with me.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to be real.
But see, I guess because
I'm so humble now.
I guess I just never if I see you doing that or saying or acting that way, I just that's Steve. I don't think nothing of it.
I used to be so cocky, man.
I know you feel. I know you were cocky because you'll say stuff and then I just look at you and be like, whatever, Steve. I don't care.
I was tripping.
I'm
not like that anymore.
You're really not, because you really have. You really have.
A lot.
Yeah, you really have conflict.
Life does that.
Yeah.
Oh, I sound like what's his name, Mike Tyson. Life does that. Life does that.
Yeah, it does. And as you've gotten older too, and like I said, you've been running your own record label and doing things independently, and you were offered a deal, or you offered a sign? That was years ago.
That was like 06.
Yeah.
Cause man, I wish we could go back to those times. I swear to God, I wish we could go back to those times. Cause I feel like that was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I would be in a whole different space if I'd have took that deal. But I was working out Ricestown at the Royal Farms. And out of that Ricestown Royal Farms, I sold like 5,000 CDs.
See, you sound like Billy, because Billy was selling CDs
That's
at
how
highs.
Billy found out about me.
Right.
That's how Billy found out about me. But we didn't know each other until actually like 2010. But in 06, like that, he knew about me through the music.
Right.
You feel me? And it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, because I remember he had said something like when I met him. You know what I'm saying? But, man.
And because like we you know we've had you like I said
that's what I was talking about. I sold the CDs and like the place got so crazy, like it got to the like because they really it ain't like it is now. Everybody didn't rap. I'm sorry,
right.
I hold my hands up too much.
No.
No. But everybody didn't rap, so it was a different atmosphere. Right. You know what I'm saying? People wasn't scared to be fans back then. Right. So I had like 10 people like sitting there on my job like while I was working my whole shift, and then the manager like, look, you gotta tell your groupies to leave or it's gonna cost you your job. And I'm like, I didn't tell them to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, and they showed up.
It got crazy, and it was like times where like we'd go to the gas station and like, you know what I mean, they find out who I am and they screaming. And I remember Owens Mills Mall, like it was just crazy back then. They treated me like I was a real celebrity, and it was just in that area. Right. It was just in that area. I mean, at least in the different places, but it never got where it should have went if I had the business mind that I have now. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing. Right. I didn't know what I had.
Well, I mean, then everything was, you know, you had to get a deal to be able to get somewhere. Right, you know, you had to get a deal to do this. You had to get a deal to do that. Now you do everything on your own.
Do everything on your own.
You know, I remember the first time when people were like, it was something to get your music on iTunes. You know, it was like, oh my God, you got your music on iTunes? Right. Oh my gosh.
They used to charge you.
Yeah.
They used to charge you.
But now
and there was so many scams with that. Like people like, all right, give me $3,500, I'll put you on iTunes. Right. People will pay that, not even gonna make none of their money back. Right. Just happy they on iTunes.
And you know, and like now it's so easy to put everything, you know, because I had a friend of mine. He's his son has got this. Suppose he's got his own record label, his own label, right. And he just signed this group, this R&B group, and he wanted me to schedule him to come and talk. And I said, well, send me their radio edit music, you know, because we have read it, you know, we had edited music here, right. And it's not like at Hardbody, we just full-fledged didn't care. Right. You cuss and carry on, whatever.
You need a disclaimer before you bring people in. You definitely do. Because, I mean, if they remember how your show was, and like you got to let them know. I'm glad I asked you.
Well, this is my first show back, so I have to try to get back into the swing of things.
I feel you.
But,
need a little disclaimer for you all. Blah, blah, blah.
But he was talking to me, and he was like, he ended up calling me, and he was like, yeah, it's my son's group, blah, blah, blah. And something about distribution. They trying to get a distribution thing. They don't want a deal, they want distribution. I was like, and I'm thinking, you can do distribution on your own. Right. I mean, I had been preaching that back in MySpace days. Right. You know, I was like, y'all know you could do distribution on your own.
I had distribution too.
You know, I mean, I understand getting distribution from somebody with a bigger, you know, push. I understand that. But in all actuality, you can basically do everything yourself. Right. It might take you a little bit more.
A little longer, of course.
And it also takes money. That I've come to realize a lot of people don't want to. If you don't invest in yourself, who's going to invest in you?
I spent over $100,000.
I'm sure. Plus, I'm sure it's been plus.
I'm sure it's a lot more than that, but I'm just saying.
Right.
I wish I would have really had like books and counted all this up.
Right.
So I could file it. So I know. Give me some of this back.
I need some of this money back.
Nah,
Uncle Sam, I need some of this money back. I need some of this money back.
All the money I put in, come on.
Right. So I guess time is running short.
What time
is it? 8:53.
Oh my goodness.
And then we got to do sponsorship or whatever. We got to do all that stuff. So
I got a show. Damn it! I'm terrible.
See.
Hold on a second. I have to take it in my pockets, guys.
How come I don't know about this show?
Because you should know.
I should know, but I don't.
You probably do know because the guy just left. Wisdom Court Summer Jam.
Oh, you on Summer Jam?
See how much I mean to everybody? She didn't even notice I was on it, you know?
I didn't even really look to see who's on it, actually. I'm not even going to lie. I'm just going to be there.
Me like this
I'm just going to be there, so.
Yeah. He got me with like 1,000 chains around my neck. I didn't really want him to use that picture because it gives a bad image of me.
Ooh.
I'm not that guy anymore, guys. But I had like 1,000 chains around my neck and I was like crazy.
I don't remember that picture.
But anyway,
so
May 31st, Wisdom Court Summer Jam, Bodymore Big Steve. I got $12 tickets on me all day. 443-409-7272. Write it down. Please don't spam me, man. Please.
That's why his phone's acting crazy.
Bodymore Big Steve on all platforms.
Please go and listen and stream his music.
Please,
because I'm telling you, you're going to find more than one song you're going to be able to relate to.
The crazy thing about my music is you might hear one song, but don't judge me by that one song.
Right.
I can tell you that the next song is totally different. Like it could be this song, you might think, oh my God, like he's an R&B singer, and then like you turn the next song, like whoa, who's that?
Yeah,
you feel me? No, they're the same person.
That's why I said that you'll be able to find a song. I
was doing that before Drake.
Right.
Drake.
You were.
Drake.
Okay, Soldier Boy. So, definitely, because you know I don't like doing. I like the whole 2 hours. I told Billy the same thing. I'm gonna have Billy back. I'm gonna have Sky back because Sky's getting ready to drop a project as well. And definitely.
I got my cousin. He my artist too.
Okay.
YTO Hayes. And I was going to bring him with me, but I don't know what happened.
Well, you know, we'll book something.
But yeah, my next single going to feature him. So
okay,
you know what I'm saying. Look out for him. He the one that did the 6 years when he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
He was in jail. He was on my mixtape rapping from jail or whatever.
Right.
And now he out. I'm trying to push him into this, get him out of whatever he doing.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying.
That's good. So I'm definitely going to have to get DZ up here. Somewhere. I want to get Highway Yella up here. I think that would be awesome.
I mean, what I probably do is I book one because DZ. Look, and I'm talking too much, but DZ gonna do a release party up here for his album when it come out. I might just go ahead and just book Yella. On that ticket, and then
Highway Yella is an artist that's signed to Swisher House. Paul Wall.
Yeah.
I got to meet him when I went down to Houston, and he's an awesome guy. He used my pictures. Like Mimi was trying to get him to buy my pictures.
She bought $1.
But he used them with the watermark on it, and that's cool. Right. That's what he wanted to do. That's fine.
Because sometimes I feel like, honestly, if you take that watermark out, it just takes so much out the picture because that's just, I don't know, it's just like it's you. It's so legendary because you always got it there.
Right.
If it wasn't there, it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different.
So
I don't know. I mean, I paid for it with the watermark on.
Right.
I think you didn't. Because the first time that I met you, well, I didn't meet you. I already knew who you was. But I inboxed you. I was like, can you come to this video shoot? I'm going to pay you to take pictures.
Oh, my God, yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When you sent it to me without the watermark, I was mad. But I didn't say nothing. But I know in your mind, you like, he paid for it. So it's like, yeah. But I'm like, where'd it go?
I remember that because I was like, yeah, it was, we was in the underdog.
Money.
Yep. Yep.
We had all the kids. My cousin was out. That was when he was a kid.
See, we've been rocking for a long time. We've been rocking for a long time. So definitely going to have you come back. I mean, you're always
kids,
welcome.
You know what's crazy is all them kids in that video is grown now. Stop rapping, Steven. Do something else.
Stupid.
All of them grown now. Kids know.
I can't with him. See why I need 2 hours with him? It's still going to overtime.
Man. I Am Who I Am, the movie coming soon.
Yes, please, because
oh man,
that's going to be legendary.
I'm going to LA. I'm sorry, am I holding you up? I'm going to LA next month to meet with the director because I'm rewriting everything and going with it. Direct out there. You already know what's going on, and fly him out here. We shoot the movie 15 days. Flying back. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Michelle said she can act.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a casting call and everything. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm doing all of that. I'm doing all of that.
He don't play. He really don't. That's why, and I like. That's why like people like him and Billy, who they keep me. Like I said, both of them will make me mad and just to the utmost. But that's family. So yeah. So when is it? May what?
May 31st.
Yeah, because
and also that's the relaunch of BR Clothing.
Oh, okay.
And it's another surprise that day too, but I'll just wait till that day.
Right. Let's keep that surprise. So, thanks for coming. I know you got things to do. You going to Billy's party?
Yeah, you coming?
No, I'm going home. I'm tired. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
I gotta get ready for work and then go get
Cashmere. Ready
Cashmere.
for an interview with Ellen?
No, I gotta get ready for work and I gotta go get Cashmere and take her home and then go to work.
Nah. Your driver gonna take her to work. You feel me? And you going to see Ellen because she want to talk about your new show that you promoting.
Don't I wish? You put that out in the atmosphere. You put that out in the universe for me. Man. Got my back, y'all. He's got my back.
I swear.
So definitely gonna have you back on. Of course, you already know you got open invitation. The show's being sponsored by Worldwide Flavor Network. See, I was so white in me. I just put an R on the end of it. If you're looking to have your own radio show, come and join us here on WWFN. Contact us via our website, which is www.worldwideflavornetwork.com. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, YouTube, for your views. If you're watching now, if you're watching later, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm back, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. Huh? Tell the channel. Oh, YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Bodymore Paparazzi. All you gotta do is just go to Bodymore Paparazzi and subscribe to my station. And I've got all my interviews for 2 years on there. And yeah, that's all that's on there. You won't see no other kind of stuff, because that's exactly what that's for. It's in the spotlight with your girl Lisa, the Bodymore Paparazzi. And thank you all. I'll see y'all next Saturday.